Good morning, dears. We are going now to solve paper May-June 2020, paper 3-1. We will solve it together, the task of the web page. In the first page, he mentions the files he supplied you with, and you will see these files here in the support folder. The first thing you should do is to take the files copy to your desktop in your work area and leave those copies, the original ones, safe. Do not open any of those files. And then in task 1 in the evidence document, he says that you need to create a new word processor document. Here, take care that he asked you to create one, not to open one, because he didn't supply you with the evidence document. That's why we will create new one. You have two ways, either right-click, new, and Microsoft Word document. You name it, evidence, open it, and now it's ready. Right, evidence 1. And he asks you to make sure that your name, center number, candidate number will appear on every page on this document. He didn't mention header, footer, right alignment, left alignment. It's up to you. That's why I will insert header 3 columns, and I will write down each of those information in separate areas. For sure, when you get your statement of entry, you will write here the correct center number and here the correct candidate number. Now it's ready. Then save the document in your work area as this is the name you want to write, followed by your candidate number. And he gives you an example. You don't have to write this 4 lines. No, it's just an example for you. That's why I have this file, save as, the same area, and I will write down the name he asked me to do. Save. Now my evidence document is ready. So the second task, web page. You are going to create a web page and edit a style sheet for Tawara gaming computers. The web page and style sheet must work in any browser. All color codes must be in hexadecimal. Make sure that your style sheet contains no HTML. First step, create a new folder called TGC. We'll work on your work area and create a folder called TGC. Locate the following files and store them in your TGC folder. All the PNG files, CSS file 2. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 files. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you copy it, right-click, copy, or Control-C, and locate them in the folder he mentioned, TGC. Now you have the files. Display the content of your TGC folder showing. This is very important to highlight also. Folder name, all file names, extensions, and image dimensions, also the file sizes. It's important to have all of those components showing while you're taking your evidence. Folder name, file name, extension. Here is the folder name. Here are the file names. The extension means dot and what's following, the type of the file. He asked also for image dimensions and size. Here I have the size, but I don't have the image dimensions. How can I show it up? By right-click on this bar. If it's not here on this list, you can press more and press D. D will show you the list of all the D, anything starts with D. Scroll down to new file dimensions, click on it, and now you have the image dimension. You can take a screenshot by pressing Window, Shift S, and now you can select the screenshot you want to take and place it in evidence 1. Here, the folder name, file name, extension, type, size, and dimensions. Then save. After each document, after each evidence, you should save your document. So now we are done with evidence one. Create a web page called TGC. Now, for creating the web page, we use the program SharePoint. You can start to open up your SharePoint, and by default, you will find that the last project you've been working on is the default project you have here. That's why you need always to start a new one by pressing File, New Website. File, New Website. You leave the space as it is in the C and empty website or one-page website, doesn't matter. Oh, here we have a new one with a default site called default. He wants to be called tgc.htm. So you can right-click, rename tgc.htm. You want to change it? Yes. Now I have it. This web page must work in all browsers and will have the table structure as showing below. We need to count the number of columns and rows to create this table. I have here 1, 2, 3, and 4 rows, 3 columns. Here in the design view, I will insert table, 4 rows, 3 columns. I didn't ask for any specific width or height for the table. That's why I will leave the default one. And we need to transform this table to look exactly like the table he gave you here. We will merge the first row and the second 2 cells in column 1. I will select with the mouse, right-click, modify, merge, select, right-click, modify, merge. And for resizing, he gave you those numbers without any measurement unit. So it's by default in pixel. The first number always indicates for width, and the second one indicates for height. 750 and 100. Select the cell, right-click, cell properties, specify width, 750, and height, specify height, 100. Okay. Here, those cells are 225 for width and height for all of those 6 cells. Here, you can select them all, right-click, cell properties, 225 width and height. That's good. This one, 260, 470. The last one, 260 and 225. Now my table is ready for the next step. Enter in cell A the text Tawara Gaming Computers. You need to check here for which cell A is the title. Here, the first one. And he wants you to set this to style H1. You select it, style menu, and you choose H1. Place in cell B the image logo, which is this merged cell here. Now, I don't have the folder I created. I didn't import it here. You can import it by pressing File, Import, File, then Add Folder. You choose the folder you saved your files in 2020, June, 2020, June. Yeah, here it is. It's okay. Those are the files. Okay. And now it's imported here. Logo, drag and drop. Always leave the alternative text because maybe in the following steps he will ask you to do it. So let's just save our time and always insert and write down the alternative text. Now here it is, the logo. So step 4 is done. 5 in C, E, H, which is those middle cells. Insert the cross, board, and water. Here, cross, board, O, and here, water. Where necessary in HTML, make sure that the image is displayed with 225 pixel width with maintaining the aspect ratio. It seems here that I need to check the size of those 3 pictures. Double click or right click, picture properties, appearance, and make sure that the width is 225. So the first one is right. The second one, right click, picture properties, appearance. Yeah, this one is huge. We will change it to 5. By default, when I change it, the width into 225, the height change it automatically. Why? Because the key aspect ratio here is text. When I press OK, it will adjust the height and width automatically. The third one is correct. That's perfect. Place in cell DFI in that order, the text processor in D here, motherboards in F, and the last one is water cooling system in I. Set this text to style H1. So I will select it, style list H1. Sorry, H2. It says H2. Smaller than H1. Enter in cell G, this last cell, the text last edited by, and on a new line. Now you take care of those steps on a new line, not immediately after, but on a new line means you press enter in a new line, enter your name, center number, and candidate number. So I'll come here, last edited by, and press enter, your name, center number, and candidate number. And here you select it because you want to set it here as a style H3. Good. Now, this is the step we said that we should do while we are importing our pictures, because he asked you here in step 8 to add appropriate alternate text to all image. We did it already while we were just importing the pictures. Step 9, attach the style sheet 32031 tgc.css to this web page. I have this web page and I have the style sheet he wants me to attach it. So I will just drag and drop it here. I see that small adjustments happened. And for sure, when we open the style sheet, we will see that those changes were just about the table. And we will create here those styles and edit it. Because he says in 10, open the style sheet 2031-tgc.css in a suitable software package. Edit this style sheet to meet the following specification. Those are the specifications we are going to work on in a minute. We will start to create those styles, and here he is asking to change things for table. And if we check the style sheet, he already created some things for the table, and we will edit on it. How can we do that? By going to manage styles. This is the style sheet name, and this is the first style he created. Right click, modify, and then we change and add things on this modify style window. Here you want all the borders to have 0 and separated. Those are the borders in table. So I will go to borders, 0, and in table, border collapse will be separate. All cell spacing within the table is set to 20 pixel. So I will change the cell spacing to the I will change it to 20 pixel. The cell spacing means the space between the borders of the cell. That's why we do it in the table in border spacing, 20, and we are sure that the measurement unit here is in pixel because he asked it to do it in pixel. The background color for the table is black. So we'll go to the background color. You can choose black from this drop-down menu, or you can write hashtag 6 zeros because the black is absence of all colors. And for RGB, we'll put zeros for all the 3 colors. All tables are center aligned in the browser with no cell padding. Center aligned means that here in box will be 0 cell padding, and the margin from right and left will be auto. And that will center align the table on the page. Press OK. Now we created the table style. The background image, this one, 2031-background.png, is set to repeat to fill the browser window. This one for all the page. That's why we will do it in a style called body. New style. In the selector, I will write body. The background, I have background image, browse from my folder, pg.png. And background repeat will be repeated. That's all what you want to do here with the background image. Press OK. Styles H1, H2, and H3 are green with no red or blue component. To do the H1, H2, H3 together, you apply a new style. And in the selector, you can write H1, H2, H3. And for the color from here, not from the background, but from the font, he wanted to be green without blue or red. So in red, R00, green, FFB00. This is the green color he wants. And to have the font, Sigio print. So in font family, I'll write Sigio print. Sorry, copied wrong. Let's copy this one. And okay, we put dash print. Why did I put dash? Because here, when you write a more than one word font, you have to put dash in between, comma, space to add more fonts. Because if this one is not available, we want the Verdana font be the next one. If both are not available, you need to use the default sans serif font. If you couldn't find the first one, we'll search for the second. If the browser does not support the second, then you can read the H1, H2, H3 in any sans serif font the browser supports. And for that, we finish what we are going to do for the 3 styles together. And the coming step, we will do one style for each H1, H2, and H3. So I'll press OK here. New style, first of all, for H1. We want H1 to be 36 point high. So font size 36, and the measuring system PT stands for point. That's it. And the following one will be H2, new style, H2, 14, left align, 14 point, here's 14, and here is point, and in the block, text alignment will be left. Okay, new style for the third one, H3, it will be 12 points high, right alignment this time, font size 12 point, and in the block, text align right. Okay. Now we are done with it, and he wants to add your name, center number, and candidate number as a comment at the bottom of the style sheet. I will come here in the end of the style sheet to write down a comment. Starts with slash star, your name, center number, candidate number, star, slash. To save and take a screenshot for the content of this style sheet and save it as evidence too. So window shift S with the style sheet name at the top and all the style sheet. You can see it here clearly with the comment. You can go here after your evidence 1 and write down evidence 2, Control V for paste, and now you have the style sheet evidence. Display the web page in your browser. Now we can see here the effect save of what we did in the style sheet applied automatically on the page. What we will do, we will press preview from this icon here, or you press F12, and you will be able, sorry, this first time to open this one, you will be able to see the page on the browser. You can press Control and scroll down with the mouse scroller to small it down, or zoom out, sorry, and you can use it from setting here small, zoom in and zoom out. Here, to take the screenshot, window shift S, have to show the bar at the top of the browser in your screenshot, this one, the URL bar. Here it says, display the web page in your browser. If necessary, resize it. All page can be seen. All text can be easily read. The address bar, the bar we were talking about, the URL, is visible. Here we took a screenshot for this part, so it's visible. I will, sorry, the old project, I will insert it here after this evidence. I will write down evidence 3 and the screenshot here. Now display the HTML source in your editor. That means here, this is the design view. When you press code, this is the source view. And you want you to take a copy of the HTML source and place it in your evidence document. You want to select all of this, select all, right, click copy, and you take this copy as evidence number 4 to your evidence document. Here, I will enter evidence 4, Control V for paste, and I have all the source code. If you see that it's in a small font like that, you can just make it a little bit bigger so the examiner can read it easily and save. Now we are done with task 2, the web page, and the following is printing the evidence document. Don't forget to print it at the end of the exam. Thank you so much.